Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Some mornings in Congress, I wake up and I say, now here's a solution in search of a problem, and this morning is one of those days. We are hearing about how the website's not secure, how there can be security breaches. Ironically, we're hearing about security breaches with a private company, Target, and how terrible it is, and that's why we have to do a bill. But in fact, we haven't seen any security breaches with Healthcare.gov or the websites around the Affordable Care Act. And I want to stress that. I'm the ranking Democrat on the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee of Energy and Commerce, and we've had a number of hearings and we've had classified briefings. And here's some information that is not classified information. There has been not one successful hack into Healthcare.gov. Let me say that again. Nobody has successfully been able to breach Healthcare.gov. Furthermore, as we recently learned in a briefing, Healthcare.gov, interestingly, has not been targeted any more than any other federal website for hackers. So why are we doing this bill? I've got to associate myself with my ranking member's comments, Mr. Pallone, that the only reason we could be doing this bill is to try to have a chilling effect against people signing up to get health insurance through the websites. And so let me say again, there have been no successful breaches of Healthcare.gov. Now, if we really wanted to do a bill that would strengthen privacy, I would be all for that. I think that consumer privacy is one of the most important things we can do. But really, when you look at the details of this bill, there's nothing here that furthers consumer notification or consumer privacy. First of all, there's no exemption or consideration of law enforcement. What if law enforcement found a potential breach and needed to investigate it? What if they needed more than 48 hours to make sure that in fact there was a breach before they notified people? Consider the harm that would occur if law enforcement did not have enough time and resources to fully investigate a security breach before it went public. The consequences of hasty and incorrect notification could just make the problem worse. Secondly, based on how the bill is drafted, if there's a data breach in a state that's chosen to run its own exchange, like my home state of Colorado, HHS seems to bear an unnecessary burden of reporting the breach in the state exchange, having nothing to do with the federal exchange. Might I remind my colleagues, state exchanges are entirely independent from Healthcare.gov. HHS does not run them. HHS did not build their websites. And HHS did not develop their security protocols. So why should HHS have to get involved in these state exchanges? I ask for an additional minute, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, I yield an additional minute to the gentleman.
Thank you.
The gentlelady is recognized for an additional minute.
Thank you. So security for these state-based exchanges should be the responsibility of the states that are running them. I could go on and on. There are more problems with this bill than pages in the bill. So let's get real. Instead of bringing legislation like this to the floor without any committee action, why can't we sit down together in a bipartisan way and improve the way the Affordable Care Act works for our constituents? That's what our constituents want. They want affordable health insurance, they want health care, and they don't want unwarranted scare tactics and attacks. So let's sit down, let's work together, let's fix this legislation, and let's get real.